Mark Duda with us this week here at our Carol in Janelle, the Takeaway Kitchen, the pizza capital of the world, as we talk Lackawanna College Falcons football each and every week. And Mark, let's talk about this past weekend, the Delaware Valley JVs. Of course, Delaware Valley, a pretty nice program, and tell us how you guys fared.
Yeah, we did pretty well. You know, we scored like 56 points. It's 56-0. I think we were just a little better physically than they were. But our kids came out and played really well. It was an 11 o'clock start, which is kind of unusual. But our kids rose the occasion, played really, really good, and came out of it fairly healthy too.
Yeah, and you talk about the grind, and you know, you get through a month or two-a-days and different things like that, and you guys go through the whole camp part, and then you get into play in a few weeks. So overall, you guys are sitting well health-wise, getting ready for the meat of your schedule coming up here.
We really are. You know, we're 10th in the country right now, and we're going to play Nassau this week on Saturday, a normal game time at 1 o'clock on Long Island. They're a perennial, power over the years, and we get to play those guys, and I think we're right where we should be right now.
So first, I mean, you got to travel to Charlotte. This is a little bit more normal, as you say, 1 o'clock start, you're traveling a few hours, or you're heading out the night before, get these guys in a hotel, get them all set up. Talk about the experience that these guys are going through, because it's a whole new group. You get a bunch of guys that have done it, but now you got a whole group that hasn't done it.
Yeah, for a lot of our players, they've never really even stayed in a hotel before, done any of those things before. I think it's important for us to teach them that, because when they go to the next place, ultimately they're going to have to travel well. So, for our kids, we're going to leave on Friday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll get to a nice hotel. We'll have dinner. We'll go through a little scouting report at the top of the hour. We'll curfew them, wake up in the morning, and go play. That's something they'll do whether at LSU or ESU. So it's really important, I think, that we can establish those habits for our guys to make them better college players down the road.
Speaking of habits, a little different structure this year with you guys practicing a little later at night, a few days a week. So what's that been like, whether you're trying to get them up in the early morning and getting them lift, or going to breakfast, or getting them studying? Talk a little bit about some of those changes.
We used to say it was a really long day for Lackawanna players. Now it's even longer. Our day now is they have class at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they go through workouts and lifts, but then we practice from 9, 11 at night at Scranton High School. The facility is so good, it's hard for us to turn it down, even though the hour's later. So we get there from 9, we go 9 to 11 on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and that prepares us on a great facility that we can run real fast. It's a super place for us to practice.
Let's talk about offensively, the output you got last weekend and what you're looking to do this weekend against Nassau.
Nassau's got a good defense. They run real well. We have to throw it and run it for certain, but I like our chances. It's just a matter of us executing. I think we have a good football team with a great offensive line and really good skill guys as well. So I think it's what we do, not necessarily what they do. They have a good defensive football team, but we got to do what we're supposed to do.
Defensively, you guys keep doing what you do, and it's been a pretty good bright spot for you guys. Talk a little bit about the defensive effort and what you're going to need to do to slow them down.
We have to slow them down. They have number 5, who's a heck of a player, super quick kid, leads in all their categories. The quarterback's a fairly accurate guy, and 28's a big bruising type of fullback guy as well. So they're a triple-headed kind of threat for us to take it away, but we're going to get out there and run real fast and get where we're supposed to go. If we play and execute like we should be okay.
You talk about the guys getting into class, and here we are, we're getting into the latter part of September and making sure they're doing their job. And let's talk a little bit about, you have some commits already, guys knowing where they're going. There's a whole bunch of guys still trying to prove that they belong somewhere.
Yeah, they need film. The important thing about junior college is that the games they play are going to determine where they go to school next year. So it really is a very stressful time for them. The kids who have committed already, maybe a little less stressful, but most guys make their commitments in the next few weeks and months. So it's really, really important that they play well and their grades follow suit.
Well, Mark, we wish you the best traveling on the road to Nassau this weekend on Long Island, so go get them.
Thank you so much.
Marvin Parker joining us from Lackawanna College, plays defense, linebacker. And Marvin, let's talk a little bit about your hometown, where you're from.
I'm from Mansfield, Ohio.
And let's talk about your excitement to be at Lackawanna College. What brought you here?
Well, I didn't necessarily have great grades to go to a different school coming out of high school. But I talked to the coaches here, and they said they were going to give me the opportunity to come here and play.
Let's talk about that opportunity you get at Lackawanna College. We all have different paths in life and where life takes us. And what's it been like to be playing for Coach Duda and to kind of understand, hey, these are the classes I got to take, this is what I got to do, during the day than at night on practice. And what's it been like for you?
It's been an honor to play for Coach Duda. He's one of the greater coaches I ever had, for real. I think I will have. But I'm glad I had this opportunity because coming to JUCO changed my view on a lot of things. Showed me how hard you really got to work to get where you want to be.
Let's talk overall about the friendships you've developed at Lackawanna College. And you're from Ohio, but I'm sure there's guys from Florida and Delaware and New Jersey and all over the country playing there. So what kind of friendships have you developed?
Well, I developed a lot. It's like a big brotherhood. For real, we live in the same dorm, so we necessarily really got no choice but to talk to each other all day. But yeah, I definitely developed some brothers I always talk to.
Let's talk about the defense this year. You guys are playing pretty good football. What do you like right now about the Falcon defense?
Oh, we too fast and physical. It's like, what you gonna do against us? We got great DBs, linemen, linebackers. We just stacked all around the field, I feel like.
Let's talk about your size, what your height and weight is, and what linebacker you're playing, what position?
Well, I'm like 5'11", roughly like 208 pounds around there.
So you're playing some speedy linebacker right now.
Yeah.
Talk about the other guys that are around you at the linebacker position.
We got Andre Blackett, big physical, thick guy. He can move around a lot too. Dylan Harris, Leo Quigley, Bob Jonjo, and Jason Way. I feel like we're all good because we like all interchangeable, all strong and can move good. It's like you can place us anywhere.
I'm sure you get tested day in and day out at practice. Talk about going against that big, nasty offensive line you have, and then it's just getting you better on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, we definitely work. We all look to push each other every day. We like cool though in the end though. We all shake hands and stuff after, tell each other good job after plays and everything. We just push each other to go harder. Nice,
you got a couple D linemen in front of you, and one in particular is going to Tennessee. Talk about some of those guys up front.
Savion and Tariq, man, I love those guys. Chima, the whole D line, period. They're like they can move around. They all strong. They buy in. They're smart guys too.
There's not just some quick athletic guys in the secondary. You got some guys who could bring it. Let's talk a little bit about guys that can hit in that secondary too.
Jaquan Brisker, Braden Brown, they really could play linebacker if they had to, for real. Like you said, they bring it all the time. But they got crazy feet. Our two corners, Jair and we call them Arcade. They're great young guys too, though. They big and physical. It's like everybody interchangeable on our defense, for real.
What position-wise, just guys pushing you. You know, whether you have 10 or 12 linebackers at Lackawanna, talk about saying, hey, this is my spot. But there's a guy who's behind you who's like, listen, I want that spot off you.
Oh yeah, we never like really get into it over the spots and stuff because we all know we working hard, and the coaches gonna give everybody a chance as long as everybody's going hard. So guys behind me, I try to keep their heads up because I know what it feels like to be down. I wasn't always the starter.
Let's talk about your family. You got a big one. Talk about them supporting you and rooting you on.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of brothers and sisters, 7 siblings. They my biggest inspiration, for real. They who I do it for. I want to see them be better than me, all of them. So my little brothers know I push them real hard when I'm around.
As far as finding out something about yourself, being at Lackawanna College, what do you think you found out about yourself with this whole experience of being part of the Falcons football program and being a student as well?
I'm a lot stronger person than I am, and it made me focus a lot more in school, like I wish I would have done in high school.
Well, you're doing it right now, which is awesome. Let's talk about your folks and what they mean to you, and I'm sure they're rooting you on all the time as well.
Oh yeah, my mother and my father, they real big on me. They hard on me, but I like that about them because they make me go harder every day. Tell me nothing is enough. Keep pushing and stuff.
Well, it sounds like Marvin Parker is a hungry guy for the Falcons football program. Keep it going, Marvin. We wish you the best going forward.
Thank you.
Shane McLaughlin here on the John Mendola Show, joining us from Lackawanna College, quarterback. And let's talk a little bit about the first few weeks for you. We got to talk to you at Media Day, and it seems like you're doing a pretty good job. So take us through what the offenses look like.
Well, I mean, we're improving every single day, obviously. I'm learning a whole lot. So this is my first time being a college starter. So I'm really just trying to take it one game at a time, one day at a time, 1 week at a time. So, we're just all growing as a unit, which is really important right now.
Coaches have a lot of confidence in you. And talk about what that does for your game And then, of course, even talking to some of the players, they have confidence in you as well.
Obviously, it's a huge motivational booster for me, confidence booster for me. I know that my team's got my back. I know my coaches have my back, and I got their back. So it's really important for me.
Let's talk about the classroom and what it's like at Lackawanna College to be a student and to be an athlete, and to kind of make sure you got your stuff lined up the right way.
I mean, it's really preparing you for life after football. I know it sounds cliche, but it's the truth. How to manage your time, how to be an adult. It's really important.
Let's talk about helping guys out at Lackawanna College. You might have a guy who's like, hey man, this class I'm having a little bit of trouble. Some of you guys might have a little bit more experience. Maybe he's a freshman. Hey, here's what you got to do. Here's what you got to set up. Make sure you talk about you guys just kind of bonding, being a family, and picking each other up.
I think this semester has been huge for me. I've been really taking some guys under my wing and just kind of like, hey, this is what you do in this situation, or if this happens, do this. But I've been really trying to help these young guys out. Just being one of the older guys, just putting them under my wing.
We talked about your offensive line back at Media Day, and now you've actually put some games ahead of you. So let's talk about what those games are like and how that offensive line's been performing.
I feel great playing behind them. I know they got my back. It's just nice and calm. I feel nice and calm when I'm back there, which is great. So it takes a lot of weight off my shoulders.
At the same time, let's face it, you got a lot of personalities from all over the country on offense. You're the guy in charge of that huddle. Talk about that command you have in the huddle and being able to say, you got a bunch of guys 6'5", 330 in your huddle. You got to be the guy to kind of tell them what's up.
It's funny. I know, like, all those guys are all a lot bigger than me, but it's like they all look up to me, which is really cool. I know that whenever we're in a tough situation, they're going to follow me, so which is really awesome for me.
Got a lot of weapons to get it too, so you're feeling good about that as well. Let's talk about some of those receivers that have stepped up here.
They're growing. They're getting better and better. Jael Negron, obviously he didn't play last week, but he's back this week, and he's improving every single day. Just really trying to build his arsenal. Norvell McDonald-Black's another young guy who's really improving, working on his route running. I think the biggest thing for them was just really running every single route full speed. They're really improving. And the older guys like Javon Turner, he's really, he had 2 touchdown catches last weekend. Another one against Wagner, so he's really doing well. Raheem Harrison Dreer, he's another one who's doing well. Harrison Dreer's another kid who's really just taking off right now. He's a guy, you can just give him the ball right away. He's just going to do his thing.
Josh Pardini, your offensive coordinator, I think he said, hey, we never let a guy run the ball more than, I think it was 17 times. He's a numbers guy.
Yeah.
Talk about the stable of running backs that you guys have there at Lackawanna College.
It's great. They're just constantly switching in running backs in and out. They all do a certain thing that's different from one another. Yeah, they're doing really well these last few weeks. Really running the ball well, catching the ball out of the backfield well. So
3.8 grade point average for you. You're hitting pretty hard in the classroom. Talk about that next step for you as far as where you want to go. Does it matter?
Not at all. Just the main goal is just playing football for free at the next school and just getting a free education.
Let's talk about your relationship with your brother Brandon.
He's my biggest role model. He's kind of the person that just keeps me sane, just keeps me focused on what I need to do, and just kind of making sure I'm always putting the right foot forward and taking the right step in the right direction.
Always good to have that older brother, and Brendan's doing it for you at 25 years old. Well, we wish you the best of luck, Shane. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.